We call ourselves Phenomenova. Yesterday, the Stormbearers, a deadly group of mercenaries, took control of a nuclear reactor. Before we arrived on the scene, Galvanite, a superpowered teenage boy, attempted to stop them. He failed. His story ended there that day. Ours began shortly after. Today, I sift through the memories of that day. I will put the pieces together, and we will bring those responsible to justice.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Someone says, what's the future? Vaughn Coleman.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Vaughn Coleman doing something different. I was like, I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to stream, and so I figured let's throw some topics together and make something out of it. Hope you guys are doing well despite everything. I decided to do a backup. I never stream on Rumble, but I'm like, you never know. There are certain topics tonight that people do not like discussing. I wanted to make sure that. Just in case I have a backup. But I think we'll probably be fine. There are people that go much harder on the paint than I'm sure I will. But you never know. You never know. So hope you guys are doing well. I'm looking for this one clip. Hold on. Let's see. I'm just trying to find something, but there's a couple of things. We got obviously 4 main topics in the chat. 6, 7. Okay, there we go. It looks like Kid Rock is laughing at Vaughn's anger. Yeah, I got the Phenomenova issue 3 t-shirt to celebrate the launch of Phenomenova, or not the launch, I'm sorry. The Phenomenova issue 3 just went off to the printer, which is very exciting. Yeah, I got the glasses, boys. I got the glasses. So the rant better be good. We'll see. We'll see. Look at how angry he looks in the thumbnail. This Epstein guy better watch out. Yeah, so what happened was I was like, I came up with this idea. And I was like, I don't have a picture of myself angry, really. Like, I'm kind of smiling in every picture. So I literally just went, and then I just took it. I was like, good enough. And then I just plopped it in the thumbnail. That was it. That was it. So we have 4 topics. Now, spoiler alert, I did not watch the halftime shows, either of them. I have no thoughts on them. Oh, Vaughn, what did you think of the halftime shows? I don't know. I'm sure they were like fine, or maybe they weren't. I don't know. I don't really give a shit about either halftime. I don't know. I've probably heard Bad Bunny songs I mean, he's big enough to be at the Super Bowl, so probably heard something. But gun to my head, I couldn't tell you. Yeah, big football guy. That's me. That's me. You'll never find a bigger football fan than me. You know, but yeah, I mean, I was like, all right, whatever. I was working. Well, he's a guy. He's not a bunny. He's a man. But we're not talking about them. I'm just using them for thumbnail purposes. So I wanted to talk about, first of all, before I dive into, which I don't, usually talk about politics on stream. It's just not my thing. I'm an entertainer. But there's some shit where I'm like, all right, man, I want to vent, and this is some crazy shit where it's like, really, like, I've seen more like Instagram story posts talking about like the fucking halftime shows than this. Or they'll be like the most milk toast. It's like, all right, there is some shit. I think one of the main things I want to get to is, I mean, and it's not, no one's surprised by this, but there is a major discourse problem. And not just this country, I'd say the world in general, where people just are afraid to speak openly and honestly, and civilly. And or people are afraid of not speaking. It's like you're forced into speaking. I want to make it clear. I don't want, because there's this girl, Emiru. I feel so bad for her. She got fucking screamed. She did like the most mundane take and was just screamed at because she was like, I don't really talk politics. And they were like, you piece of shit. It's like, first, let me make something clear. You don't have to talk about the Epstein files. I just think it's like weird that people are more focused on like shit that I would say is trivial in comparison. And then it's like when we do talk about the Epstein files, it's like the most surface level and like the most depraved shit. Like people, I genuinely think most people aren't even looking into it. It's just crazy. But then you'll have this girl gets screamed at for saying like, hey, I'm a streamer. I don't really want to talk politics. And it's crazy. I'm trying to find the clip because all I'm seeing are people reacting to it. I had it saved. And then right as I'm going live, I'm like, all right, let me pull this up for my bookmarks. And shit fucking disappeared. I'm actually pissed. This is the brilliant technical skill that can only be found on the Vaughn Coleman YouTube channel. The consummate professionalism you'll find from me, where I have a topic prepared and the shit's fucking gone when I go to stream. I'm pissed. Where is it? All right, I'm gonna search through my bookmarks. It's here. The shit's here. I know it is here. I bookmarked this. This is all Epstein stuff. I hate looking at this, but I'm gonna have to, fortunately, because I mean, I only have myself to blame. No one asked me to make this stream, so I don't know what I'm bitching about. Really, this is entirely my fault. This whole situation, there was no demand for the Vaughn Coleman commentary on the Epstein files, but rest assured, you're getting it because fuck you. I'm kidding. You know you want it. You know you want it. Of course you do. How could you not? Where is it? How much shit did I save? I was like, I got to make sure I have all my topics pinned. And then this is a disaster. Sorry, I eated it. So all the worst conspiracies were true, huh? Time for a revolution. What up, Iron? Yeah, no, I mean, this is just all right. So one of the things I want to talk about that's just kind of, bro, is doing stream. Dude, seriously. All right, if someone wants to do my job for me and find the Emiru clip. All right, so we'll get into, I guess, the Epstein stuff then. This is fucking embarrassing, dude. I literally only had one clip for that. I have like a folder full of Epstein files, and I needed just literally just one like 30-second clip of Emiru, and I couldn't fucking find it. One. I have too much in the other area. All right, see all these commentaries of the clips, and I can't find the fucking clip. Whatever. All right, so call Phenomenal to short the sit out. So who do we watch first? All right, we're gonna just get into this. we're gonna get into this is kind of what I'm feeling with the Epstein files, in all honesty. So we got this one guy. Now, if you asked me however long ago, I would have been like, this is crazy. You don't act like this in public. Honestly, what's up, Iron? Cool. Find clips of e-girls talking about right-wing politics. She's not talking about right-wing politics. That's the thing. She's actually talking about how you shouldn't have to rely on streamers to talk politics, which you should not. Take it from a guy who's streaming talking about politics. You know.
Have been released, and all of y'all are acting normal. All of y'all are acting normal.
It really comes
All
to
of y'all are acting
That
normal.
man lost their goddamn mind.
Airport is acting normal.
Everybody's calling.
No, you shut the fuck up.
See, that is like, all right, you don't. Some people are just trying to make their like. I get it on like an emotional level, but like, man, some people are really just trying to just take a flight, man. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what time of day. Apparently, this was like 6 a.m. So people are like, just, dude, I don't have time to talk about like pedophile rings. I'm barely even awake now. But like, I do get like the feeling of it, but I'm like, man, maybe don't.
Oh, wait, don't say nothing.
Because it's acting fast. What I'm reading, and everybody in this room can read. If you go to Google right now, everybody in this room can read. They are eating babies. They are trafficking children. And if you think for a second any fucking thing in your life matters, you are on the fucking wrong side of this.
First day on the internet? Yeah, I know. This is
Wrong side of history. It don't matter about the flight. It don't matter about who in this fucking airplane. It don't matter.
Yeah, look, I get what he's saying, but it's also like time and place, and you know the messenger, and it's valid reaction to finding out that your taxer is going to flaying children. Yeah, dude, we got to, because like here's the thing: people are like, what? I don't think the cannibalism stuff is substantiated. Oh, we're gonna go into it. If you guys have alternative explanations, please. By all, because I don't want to believe this shit, but I'm like, I don't know what else to think. Now, this girl's reaction, like, I felt this on a spiritual level. I think so many other people did too.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, Professor. I'm so sorry I didn't turn in that activity. I know it was really important that I learn about Punnett squares, and I'm sure it was really informational, and I would love to get that done. But unfortunately, we all just learned as a species that every single important person in the last 50 years or so is a cannibalistic pedophile. Do you hear what the fuck I just said? Did that register at all? All of your celebrities, all of your politicians, all of your multi-million and billionaires, they're fucking and eating kids. They're eating kids. They're eating kids. They're eating kids. How the fuck is nobody upset? They're eating children. Not just Weird Dan down the street. The president, several presidents, not just of this country, of others. They are kidnapping. They are systemically selling children into sex slavery and then cannibalizing them. Are you listening to me?
Dude, I've been rewatching.
Are you listening to what the fuck I'm saying? We pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. But all the people that have over $1 billion are sacrificing babies to an ancient god.
Listen, honey, my DMs are open. You know what I mean?
My mental health is fine. I have a loving family and a great support system. I am not going to hurt myself or anybody else. But you need to fucking open your eyes. Oh, it's just a lot to handle. Well, yeah. Because every important person and people you've never fucking heard of are raping and eating kids.
Dude, I felt that at a spiritual level. Now, I would like to let her know that my DMs are open. But anyway, besides the point. But no, it's just, all right. So here's the thing. When people are like, I don't understand why people are doing it. I'll tell you why. Because we're on the internet and we're seeing people posting the algorithm stuff similar to us. The average person, and this is the honest to God truth, the average person is dumbfounded when you mention the like eating kids and stuff, because they're like, because I would have been. I started going. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go down the rabbit holes. I won't. Let's. My whole thing is like people are like, oh, be careful. You don't want to hear what some schizo has to say. Yeah, you do. Because if it's that crazy, you can. I try have faith in myself. People are, like, one of the weird things. I'm like, I've been watching documentaries on it. Be careful, you don't swallow everything you feed. All right. They just assume if you're watching weird documentaries and shit that you swallow everything you feed and don't think about it. It's like, I'm thinking about it. Part of it is going down these rabbit holes. Part of it. And the thing is, a lot of it, it's like, all right, debunk it, whatever. Like, there's shit I wasn't even looking for that I'm like, holy shit, is that true? Oh my God, that's true too. That's true too. That's true. Like, I didn't even know, for example, like how far we got with cloning tech. Like the fact that there was like I didn't even know about Dolly the sheep. Do you guys know about that? Now, I'm not saying I believe all the clone conspiracy theories that are coming out, but I also haven't really looked into them that heavily. But like, they cloned a fucking sheep in the 90s. I had no idea. Like, this is just, it's like literally just look it up. Dolly the sheep. I was like, what the fuck? And but a lot of it is like, okay, you look at some of the stuff that's going on and a lot of the emails that are being sent, and it's like, I'm sorry, do you have an alternative explanation for this? It's like, the gaslighting is insane too. But it's just, I genuinely think most people just do not want to look into it. There's a company that will clone your pet for you. It costs $70K though. No, I did not know about it. But that's the thing. That's not an uncommon thing. A lot of people do not know about that. Like, a lot of people don't know basic things. Or even like, okay, the satanic panic of the 80s, right? Do you realize like how, like, because I was like, oh my God, yeah, people went crazy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was always felt that way because even though this is the 90s, like, I'll see that Christian pastor that goes on this insane unhinged rant about Pokemon. Now that's ridiculous, right? Like, oh, it'll show like Jigglypuff. I'm like, you couldn't have picked a less demonic Pokemon. Like, pick Gengar or something, right? And be like, these Pokemon are the devil. Like, so I thought that's all it was. Dude, like, there was some crazy shit that happened in the 80s. Like, that I just didn't know about. The whole Franklin thing? The whole, what was it? The Franklin Federal Credit Union scandal? Like, there was like, fuck, what is his name? God, why am I blanking on his name? The Satanist in the army. Aquino. Michael Aquino. I had no fucking idea. Like, there's so much crazy shit. It could be overstated. But my point is that I didn't know the genesis of it. Does that mean there couldn't have been an overreaction? Probably was, right? Like, oh, therefore, there's often an overcorrection. It's the same thing with some people did some crazy stuff because they believe conspiracy theories. Therefore, no one is allowed to theorize ever. Are you fucking kidding? Like, can we have some nuance here? No? Okay. Guess not. It's just, it's so crazy. But the whole eating kids thing, I mean, I'm like, dude, some of these emails are just like levels of depraved. I just like, I could not believe some of the shit that I was reading. I'm gonna pull this up. So the word pizza is mentioned 911 times, but I'm not sure when it stops. But jerky, there's some crazy stuff, and I kind of would go through my own emails. And it's just crazy. Yeah, people scoffed at Pizzagate. Yeah, exactly. I didn't really know about it. And then it's like a lot of that stuff is being proven true. And it's like, we're not allowed to talk about it. We're not. But because the version I heard was just that this crazy guy heard a conspiracy out of nowhere and just went in and shot a. And it's like, that was the version I heard. And so I didn't even know. No, but I looked through my own email and I'm like, how often do I email about shit like pizza? Like, you don't. And it's so weird because they're always so weirdly worded. And the thing is, it's just, there's so much there. The food codes. Yeah, even then, I think they probably pick new ones after, right? But there's even like straight up references to cannibalism. Like literally the word cannibal, right? The word cannibal appears 51 times. I just looked it up. He is working in a restaurant called Cannibal and all right, ready? Here, this email right here. Francis. All right, hold on. Let me pull this up. Yeah, that was the narrative. Exactly. So it's like, it's just fucking insane, right? Right here. Francis has time to come tomorrow to show me how to make it. Jerky class, anyone? He will also bring you a taste of his new jerky recipe from the restaurant and send a warm hello. He is working at a restaurant called Cannibal and Cooks. Wait for it. Beef jerky and steak. He has time at 3 p.m. tomorrow if that this is okay with you. Now let me go ahead and look up Cannibal and Cooks beef jerky and steak. Is this real? So I don't see it anywhere. Must be very obscure. I must have forgotten. When you talk, I just kind of sometimes tune out. But I mean, you got to understand, this is an insane thing. Most people are just not ready to accept that it's because it's like, it's just just not consistent with people's worldviews. You probably did. But it's like, it's just, there's so much crazy shit that people just don't want to talk about. But like the jerky stuff is like, the way they're talking about it, I'm going to pull this up, is just something, it's just wild. It's just fucking wild, man. And I think the biggest problem I have, and I kind of talked about it when I went on a rant earlier, is the fact that the reason people aren't talking about it, and this is the honest God truth, is because they don't want to know what exists, out of sight, out of mind. The idea is so inconceivable to them that if you wave evidence in their face, they will not look. Bobby Chrysopis for $5. Hold on, let me play this. Let me play an old intro. So the same people sweeping for Jay-Z and Gates will ignore today's reveal that a certain president tipped off the 5-0 about Epstein in 2006. People suck. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the other things too, is I noticed there's some people that are like only interested because was Drumpf mentioned? Was he not? And then as soon as that's over, I'm like, dude, what about all the other shit that came out? Like, can we drop the partisan like, okay, I think here's the thing. I've heard this unanimously from conservatives, right? If they're like, if Trump did something, he's done. If he didn't do anything, it's just crazy. It's like, okay, if he's a pedo, deserves the worst punishment ever. If not, not. And it's like so many people say they care, and I only ever see them post about Trump, and that's it. What about all the other shit? Why are you only interested in the one name, dude? Like, can you drop that for a second? The thing is, as much as this makes sense, so hard to definitively prove, which sucks. Well, the reason it's hard to definitively prove is because who's being prosecuted? Yeah, I know. I agree. That's the coded language where it's so thinly veiled. It's like, but I'm sorry, there is more than enough to warrant investigations. More than enough. It's at very least suspicious. Now, wait, here's a question. So with Dolly the sheep and the cloning stuff, do the clones, this is going to sound weird, do they have souls? Because I've thought about this, like, even when I was doing fictional stuff, and like clones brings up so many implications. It could be such a crutch as a writer and just in the real world. And like, it's almost one of those abilities that's unbelievably OP. And to have that in the real world is kind of, like, on one hand, you might think, oh, it's comforting. And it's like, No. They only care about the Epstein files when they thought they could use it against Trump. That's what I'm saying. Is so many people, because they were like they'll call you conspiracy theorists for everything, but then they believe everything about Trump, and it's like, dude, do you have any worldview? Is your entire world revolve around Trump? Like, he doesn't mean that much to me, to be honest. Like, he's just a guy he's a guy who's in office. Like, I don't trust politicians in general, right? Is your entire world, like, there's so much here. Like, if he's guilty, again, I think he's handled some things really poorly. That whole thing where he goes, we still talking about it, about Epstein, like, horrible, the way he handled that, right? There's a lot of stuff going on now that I am not happy with. But it feels like there's a segment of the population that only cares about that and, like, says they care about the victims, but then, like, not really. You know, not if they say anything that's too conspiratorial. Like, oh, people will say, oh, I saw this crazy thing. Oh, that's crazy. I don't believe that. Like, there are people that have testified that they saw, like, ritualistic shit. No, didn't happen. Oh, I saw some satanic stuff. Didn't happen. I don't know. It's like they just want to confirm their worldviews. Dude, the only people whose worldviews are getting confirmed are people who most likely didn't want this being confirmed. I don't think anyone wants there to be a pedophile rings that I don't think anyone wants that to be happening. I would love for this to just all be complete bullshit and it's just taken out of context. But man, it's not looking like it. It's not looking like it. Oh my God, this is dark, dude. This is dark. And here's the thing, there's so much, it's almost like information overload that you can miss stuff in here. About half the population today had their soul stolen through demon blood magic. Well, I don't know about that. They will eventually be used to create an army of golems to bring about the end of the world. I can't tell if you're fucking with me. I don't know about that. You know, looking for evidence. You know what? At this point, like, nothing's that surprising to me. At this point, like, well, I mean, it would be all right. I'd be surprised if that was true. I would definitely be. I'd be a little surprised. Now, this is the tough part too, because I'm seeing things on Twitter. Right? There's things that are AI and there's things that are not. And it's like, I wish everyone would just link it. Like, how do you search for images in the Epstein files? Because you can search for words. Do you know how to search for images? Because it's like, I'm seeing shit that's like crazy, and I'm wondering if it's authentic. I kind of want to go through this just for you guys. The fucking yeah, exactly. That's my thing, right? So, like, this, for example, I saw, like, this seems outlandish, but I'm at this point, I'm like, show me, like, this seems crazy. This seems a little crazy. Like, the fuck, and again, is this AI? This has got to be AI, right? Like, there's no way. That's AI. It's got to be. There's no. Oh, that's a good point. Certainly not on stream. I think some of the craziest shit with the occult stuff is because I had never really looked that into Satanism. A lot of these people straight up, they mention, here's the thing, I can understand because the point has been brought up to me that, like, yeah, they're being edgy and it's because it's a mostly Christian country. I get that, right? I mean, what I'd compare it to is like kids drawing swastikas on the desks. Like, do they think they're actually Nazis? No, they're being edgelord retards, right? But if a kid walks in wearing a Nazi armband or starts, spewing Nazi rhetoric or starts saying how much they like Hitler or how much they want to be like Hitler or how cool it would be to meet Hitler, at what point do you go, maybe this person's a Nazi? Can we apply that same logic to the satanic stuff where they're like, oh, I love, like, Lady Gaga's like, will say good things about Lucifer. And I'm like, what the fuck? There's so many concerts that are like, and music videos that have had satanic imagery just in the last couple of years. And and then there's also the cult stuff too. Like, one of the things that's crazy. That people like, there's a narrative going around. I remember first hearing it that like, oh, and in high school, this one girl was like, well, Satanists are actually kind of like hippies. They're kind of nice. And I'm like, what? And so I started looking into it. And yeah, I mean, minus the whole ritual sacrifice part, I guess they're pretty nice. That was another thing, a clip I found. I'm going to see if I could find it. But like one of the main narratives, there's like, yeah, there's actually like pro-Satanist narratives now. It's fucking crazy. And one of the things is they try to argue that like, well, the Satanic Church, okay, so the things that, let's see, one of the things that I think is crazy, right, is when people are just trying to do this whole thing where they're like, yeah, I mean, it was just hit, really. They don't worship Satan. I get it. The whole thing is they worship themselves. Yeah, no, yeah, it's really, really bad. Like way worse than the goofy Marilyn Manson stuff I grew up with. Well, but here's the thing. And this is where I think they have plausible deniability. To Reed's point earlier up, where a lot of this is hard to prove. The reason is because, like, okay, so they hide behind plausible deniability. It's the same way. Do you guys ever get like picked on in school and there'd be a bully, but then as soon as the teacher shows up, he goes, "Oh, I was just joking. It was just jokes, man. It was just joke." They'll do it in a way where it's like it can be passed off as jokes. Is often how this goes. And it's one of the things too is, okay, so you go and look at the Franklin cover up, right? This is the Republicans, by the way, that did this. There were like all these instances. It was Larry King, not the radio host. It was a politician who was apparently, him and a bunch of others in Nebraska of all places, were like engaging in like pedophilia and Satanism and like sacrifices and shit. And this is the 80s, right? And there were the cover-ups, the lengths they went through to cover this up was insane. And then you look at stuff like the Presidio daycare, everything that Aquino like would talk about. Well, you know, I'm pretty peaceful. I'm not. He founded the Church of Set. He split off from the Church of Satan and founded the Church of Set, or the Temple of Set, I believe. And it's like, he was accused of molesting kids and doing sacrifices, and almost all of them say that. And there's this one clip, I gotta find it, where Aquino confronted murder, where there's this kid that goes up to him. It's on Oprah's show, where this kid goes up to him. It's Michael Aquino. Hold on. And confronts him. It was on Oprah's. How long has Oprah been around? I mean, that was like going on since the 80s, right? Oprah's show? How long has that been going on? I'm trying to find it. So Michael Aquino, I mean, all right, so here's some other stuff. Like Satanic Panic. There's some crazy shit that I didn't know about, right? And I think it's important to bring this up because I think so many people just don't want to believe that this happens. They straight up don't want to believe it. And I think it's important that people recognize that shit like this does happen.
Used also in worshiping the devil, participated in human sacrifice rituals and cannibalism. She says her family has been involved in rituals for generations. She is currently in extensive therapy, suffers from multiple personality disorder, meaning she's blocked out many of the terrifying and painful memories of her childhood.
Hey, that is the I didn't learn. I'm learning so much through this, like just the whole trauma thing. Multiple personality disorder often comes from like severe trauma and repressed trauma that like literally creates another personality. And a lot of people feel, and a lot of survivors have testified that they're kind of trying to like breed new generations of traffickers and whatever that are so broken that by the time they're in that situation, it's all they know. So they can get away with just doing this depraved shit. And they basically are grooming and breaking people down. And the thing is, they can get away with doing this kind of shit because it's so repressed that they just don't want to acknowledge. Because they'd force kids to like eat babies and shit or kill babies. And it's like they'll repress these memories because it's just so traumatic. And like there are groups, I forget the name of the group, but there is like an organization literally dedicated to helping kids that were covered up, that were like survived satanic cults. Like I didn't realize how many of them there are. And there's this whole belief that it's like, oh, well, Satanists, they just are hippies and yay, they just rebel against God. It's like maybe to start with the entry level to convince some dumb hippies to get in. But no. Well, it's also like, why are all like one of the things about Satanism too? Like, it's why can't it be just as valid as Christian? Well, why are their symbols always reverted? Like their entire identity is meant to be anti-Christian or anti-Jewish, right? You have the pentagram is the pentagram is the Star of David flipped upside down. The cross, which by the way, they disrespect my boy St. Paul by using the upside down cross. Their stuff is explicitly anti-Christian, right? And you don't have to like conform to that. Obviously, we have religious freedom, but the idea that they're like these fun-loving hippies, I just like you're gonna like there's too much ritual sacrifice for me to go. Oh.
Childhood, meet Rachel, who is also in disguise to protect her identity. You come from generations of ritualistic abuse?
Yes, my family has an extensive family tree, and they keep track of who's been involved and who hasn't been involved. And it's gone back to like 1700.
By the way, if you're wondering like where this is, how this is tied into Me Too, if you're wondering how this is tied into the Epstein shit, it's because Epstein had a lot of this occult imagery that people keep brushing off. And I don't think they understand how linked these pedophile rings are to often satanic cults. I do not think people realize like there are serious connections here. And how many like high up people have demonic imagery because people, it's so normalized. Or if you don't recognize occult symbols, it's so easy. I didn't for the longest time. How serious this actually is because we think it's just like a thing in movies. I've never known anyone who's been a Satanist or who's survived, who's been involved in this kind of stuff. You almost think it's like cartoony or edgelord. People don't realize like how insane these things are. And that's part of the reason I want to bring this up for context before we kind of go in.
You were.
Right. I was born into a family that believes in this.
And does everyone else think it's a nice Jewish family? From the outside, you appear to be a nice Jewish girl.
Definitely.
And you all are worshiping the devil inside the home?
Right. There's other Jewish families across the country. It's not just my own family.
Really? And so who knows about it? Lots of people now.
I talked to a police detective in the Chicago area, and several of my friends know, and I've spoke publicly before. And
so when you were brought up in this kind of evilness, did you just think it was normal?
I've blocked out a lot of the memories I had.
And again, the point is they like, and this is where like the Groyper types will be like, oh, see, it's the Jews. It's like, no, they're hiding behind Judaism. The Old Testament is not pro Satan. Like, no. They're like, see, I told you. No. All right. They're hiding behind it to appear to be this nice Jewish family, which is fine. And they're doing this shit. But then they'll just be like, they'll crop down and be like, see? It's like, dude, there are Christians that do this shit too. They pretend they're Christians and they're really demonic.
Because of my multiple personality disorder. But yes, I mean, it's like if you grow up with something, you think it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought.
So what kinds of things? You don't have to give us the gory details, but what kinds of things went on in the family?
Well, there would be rituals in which babies would be sacrificed, and you would have to, you know.
Who's babies?
There were people who bred babies in our family. No one would know about it. A lot of people were overweight, so you couldn't tell if they were pregnant or not.
That is that is a crazy detail. They were overweight, so you couldn't tell they were pregnant. Holy shit. That's fucking nuts. That's another thing I think people don't realize is so many children are literally born either with the express purpose of getting sacrificed or whatever, or bred. There are like people that will have children, and then as soon as they're able, they'll be bred. And it's just like, so that way you can kill them and there's no documents that they exist. And people don't it's important that we understand the level of evil that's going on here. because it's not just what's in the files. Like, one of the things people have to understand is you can overlook stuff that's in the files, and this is how they get away with this, is because they don't want you to kind of connect the dots, right? It's what this means and all this history. And like, people really downplay how bad a lot of the occult stuff is. And I think it's because of all the edgy stuff in the media and trying to normalize Satanism. And it's just, there's so much crazy stuff. I haven't looked into that yet, the Anthony Weiner's laptop thing. I've heard bits and pieces about it.
Supposedly go away for a while and then come back. The other thing I want to point out, not all Jewish people sacrifice babies. I mean, no, that's not a very typical thing. I just want to point that out.
This is the first time I heard of any Jewish people sacrificing babies. But anyway, so yeah, you witnessed the sacrifice.
There are multiple interviews like this, by the way. Like, my point, I'm not showing this to say like this is a fringe example. No, I have seen multiple interviews like this from multiple different people in multiple decades. Like, this is more common than people realize, and people, more importantly, than people want to realize. It's fucking insane, the shit that goes on.
When I was very young, I was forced to participate in that, in which I had to sacrifice an infant.
And the purpose of sacrifice is to what? Is to bring you what? What are you sacrificing for?
For power.
Uh-huh. Power. And so
now I'm always curious, what is it like, because this is where the things come in. Like, okay, do they like physically get more powerful? Like, you know, like in what ways is what I'm curious. Like, do they get, because I don't know the details. That can be so, power can mean, does it mean influence? Does it mean abilities? Like super, like what does that mean? And we don't know. And I think because people go, see, we don't know, that means you could turn it off. It's like, well, people take leaps of faith all the time. I think the people that are like super atheists or whatever won't buy it. But here's the thing. Even if, let's say, you don't believe in God or Satan or any of that, you know who does? Satanists often do. You know, and then there will be like that small section that like doesn't. They just follow his fictional example or whatever because they hate Christianity. I don't know. But like people like this do.
You were ever used? Were you ever used yourself?
I was molested. I was raped several times.
And what's your mother doing
She's
in all of this? What's her role in all of this?
I'm not exactly what her role is. I haven't, recovered all of my memories, but her family was extremely involved. She brought me to it. Both of my parents brought me to it.
And where is she now?
She lives in the Chicago metropolitan area. She's on the Human Relations Commission of the town that she lives in, and she's an upstanding citizen. Nobody would suspect her.
Were you raised with a sense of right and wrong, Rachel?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I had both. I mean, to the
That's
outside
crazy.
world, everything we did was proper and right. And then there were the nights that things changed, that things just got turned around. What was wrong was right, and what was right was wrong.
It's fucking wild.
That's what helped to create somebody to develop MPD.
Multiple personalities.
Right.
That is fucking
In
crazy.
your family, did you all call it worshiping the devil?
No,
Rachel? Or
I don't know.
it was just evil,
It
these
was-
things you did.
Right.
Right.
Well, I said it was evil, and they said it was good. There's a book that I had just come across called Lilith's Cave, which is a book of Jewish mysticism and supernatural. And there's a lot in that book that relates to what I, endured when I was a child.
Now, all right. So that stuff. All right. I want to also, if you look at the way Epstein responds to the name Jesus Christ being brought up, it's very telling. And one of the arguments you'll hear is, well, he's Jewish, so it's like he doesn't believe. It doesn't matter. I've talked to plenty of Jewish people when the name Jesus comes up, like he has a look of like disgust and like almost fear. When the name Jesus is brought up, and again, this isn't to force any. I'm just starting the New Testament more recently. It's to paint a picture of how these people think. It's not about what I think necessarily, but like you look at the way he fucking reacts. It's just bizarre. And I think people need to see that. I guess this is someone reacting to it. Why can't I just find the fucking thing?
Writing forces you into a very narrow channel of thinking. You have to write in a certain form, in a certain way, in a certain linear pattern.
All right, fuck you, Jeffrey Epstein. Even outside of all the horrible things you did, fuck you. I'm a writer. Fuck you. Don't insult writers, you piece of shit. Not only are you a pedophile, but you also have bad taste and don't understand the art of writing. Just when you couldn't get any words.
Thinking it becomes somewhat narrow. The reason I brought up writing is one of the recent discoveries of mine with respect to Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle.
Didn't they all have underage lovers, by the way? Grant, I'm not saying that if you like their teachings, you think that, but did he not? Did they not all have underage boy lovers? The people he just listed? Just pointing that out.
Never wrote anything.
It's like
they spoke, and people around who could write wrote.
I have to think of this quote of Jiddu Krishnamurti of something.
Who the fuck is this guy in the corner? All right, he's ruining the clip. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. Maybe that's a really nice man, but I'm here for. All right, it sounds weird to say I'm here for Epstein. You know what I mean.
Something like that.
Socrates could think, so that was.
Jesus of Nazareth was the same way, right? Never wrote anything.
I thought he was a carpenter.
He was a carpenter.
Didn't he need like a little carpenter's tonight? I don't get that. So that was.
Yeah, like that's such an odd reaction.
Jesus of Nazareth was the same way, right? Never wrote anything.
See, he's kind of like got this weird.
I thought he was a carpenter.
He's like immediately tries to dismiss
like little carpenters tonight. I don't get that.
The Jewish came out right there.
Oh, is that Rastafarian priest? I don't know. I don't know anything about him. This guy. But I'm just it's weird. They're not all going to be exposed. Whoever is exposed now is just a sacrifice. These are the bottom of the barrel. Yeah. No. It's crazy. I mean, here's the thing. If without change, if we keep going, yeah, the justice system, they'll get them. The justice system indulged in it. And that's another thing you have to understand is the amount of time that they have spent covering for this is been crazy and participating in it. It's not like they covered for Aquino. He had two. Michael Aquino, open Satanist, had two different daycare scandals. Got away from both of them fine. It's just nuts. It's nuts. And people just don't look into it at all because they don't want to. So the word beef jerky is brought up 380 times. And just the context in which it's used is very unsettling. And there's some stuff I don't even want to bring up, but I feel like I have to, given the nature of the stream. There's this one, if you guys have read I believe they're referring to pacifiers. You know what I'm talking about. It's like sickening, some of the stuff that is brought up. And I think people like with news, part of why I genuinely think people aren't going to see it is because they can't bring up some of this on cable news because it's like that level of depraved. Some of the stuff that they basically do. Dude, I mean, that's another thing. Multiple people that have been involved with like rescuing children have been caught doing it. And they just keep getting away with this kind of behavior. And there's like slaps on the wrist. So when it comes to Maxwell, I want to highlight some kind of good that I think is coming out of this, because this stuff is not gonna, I don't think it's not gonna get swept under the rug quite like people think, but more everyday Americans need to push back and not like, oh, this sucks anyway, time to move on. No. All right, so it's Anna Paulina Luna. I missed her talking at America Fest. I didn't really know who she was, but this is her reaction walking out of Congress.
Congresswoman, real quick, you said that you do not support at all Ghislaine Maxwell getting any clemency for her testimony. Why is it important for her to be held accountable?
Well, because according to the files that we all saw, she was engaged in the trafficking and also rape of young women and potentially children. I don't think that she deserves any special treatment. She's a monster.
Are you gonna, Congresswoman, real quick?
Based. Fuck Ghislaine Maxwell. What a piece of shit. Then we got Lauren Boebert. And then there was a few other congressmen and congresswomen.
Congresswoman, are you among the members who got this?
But all the clips I've seen are they all, whether Democrat or Republican, they all have the same fuming kind of energy.
The unredacted files today?
Yes, I saw some of them, not all of them, obviously. I'll be going back tomorrow to see more.
Any reaction on what you've seen so far?
I think that there's folks who are definitely implicated and co-conspirators. And, I don't think everyone there that was talking about underage girls being trafficked are victims.
So this was another thing. Anna Paulina Luna brought this up. And this is a point I want to hearken in on. I think it's important.
Got it. And do you support any clemency for Ghislaine Maxwell? She was saying that she
I
was...
do not.
Okay.
I think Ghislaine Maxwell should get more time, and she should definitely be in a harsher prison than what she's in. It's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, so that means they've probably, like, we've seen plenty of shit. Like, I agree with that. They've seen worse than we have. But I want to pull up. Anna Paulina Luna tweeted something about one of the emails that has been going around that I've posted, that a lot of people have posted, that I found very interesting. Wow, she's been tweeting a lot. All right. So her point, keep in mind what she said, right? That a lot of people, she and Boebert both said there are people that are kind of like pretending to be victims. Now, why is that important? Right here. Should have bookmarked that. This was written by a woman, alleged victim. So now things are starting to make sense. So, thank you for a fun night. Your littlest girl was a little naughty. From a woman who claims alleged victim. Now, remember how angry Paulina and Boebert were, right? And I'm sure there's more. And they're kind of hinting at fake victims. Boebert was pretty explicit about that. Is that how it's pronounced? Boebert? I don't know. So this, I don't think, here's the thing, based on how angry they are, I do not think the bubble's going to pop. There's no fucking way you can convince me that this is just that, like, that many politicians aren't like that many who have seen it. I know that it's their job to, like, keep things quiet, but I think more stuff is going to come out. I think, but we have, like, why are we not dedicating? I'd be fine paying taxes if I knew it was going after these people and not covering for them. Fuck them, right? All of these people's names, none of them should be redacted. And you know what? I'm sorry. I got to say it. I understand we have to be respectful of the victims. I disagree. I think people need to keep up the pressure. Now, here's my problem. My problem is that everyone here is, like, hip to it and understands, right? Most people are just so afraid of being seen as conspiratorial or stirring the pot that they're not willing to have an honest conversation about the shit that's going on. They still, like, don't want to admit that they were wrong about Pizzagate, that they were wrong about so much stuff. They were. They don't want to admit, they don't want to get out of their part. It's okay. But Bill Maher was like, oh, where can I apologize to QAnon? Like, that was pretty interesting. You know, and again, I believed, because I was like, that sounds crazy. Why would you shoot up a pizza? What does that have to do with anything? And it was, they gave it a goofy name too. Pizzagate. But it's just crazy. Now I know a lot of people have talked about like that, because I've heard different arguments like, oh, was Trump just throwing other people under the bus so he was afraid, or was Trump an informant? I've seen a lot of evidence suggest that Trump was an informant. You know, that he spoke out against them, from multiple law enforcement officials saying that. You know, now could he be guilty? It's possible. I think there are people possibly in his cabinet that are, but I feel like if they had access to this while he was running for president, like a smoking gun, they probably released it. I mean, then again, so many of them are in on it, you know. But like so many things, like grape soda, like who the fuck has had grape soda? Yeah, no, you're not understanding my reason. The majority of people will sweep for their favorite people in there. No, my problematic fave. It's crazy. It's crazy. There's so much shit too. Even like with Britney Spears, apparently is now like being talked about being a fucking clone or something. It's not. There's so much to unpack, and most people would rather just not. They'd rather just, they have their jobs. They'd rather just focus on that. And people are going, well, why are you bringing up all this old stuff? No, because it's recontextualizing. We have to re-examine stuff. It's important that we keep re-examining stuff with new context, because so much shit is happening. This one too, right? No. Let's see what, hang on. Let me read these in the correct order. These are fucking sickening. These are sickening messages right here that I'm looking at. Holy shit. All right. I think it's top to bottom. Yeah. But there's a lot of, now this one, all right, let me look up. I want to check Department of Justice to make sure, because I'm seeing the word shrimp too. Again, why are there so many fucking references to food? I don't have references to like food really in my email. All right, let's see if I can even show this on screen. Shrimp cocktail. All right, maybe shrimp cocktail, like all these references to shrimp and food. Why are these in here? I'm finding some of these. Right here. I'm going to find this one. I want to find, because I have it pulled up on Twitter, but I want to find it on the files. Let's see. I'm going to look up keywords, just because if I can't find it in the file, I'm going to rule it out as disinformation. You know, because I think that's key, is making sure. So let's see. Some are like shrimp. Okay, that's the phrase that it uses. It's just. And I know Marina Abramovic, people keep saying she's a performance artist and she's not satanic. Did this whole New York Times article, which New York Times has no credibility, talking about how she's not, even though she has pentagrams and paints with blood and does satanic rituals, she's not a Satanist. Get the fuck out of here. She's clearly a Satanist. All right, this one right here. All right, yes, this is real. Because some of these, I think that can't be real. And I pull it up and it's fucking real. Some of these emails. Right here. We are again in agreement. I can't even think the smell of black shrimp. Let's see. This is a poll email exchange. No. All right, let's see. I can't even think of the smell of black shrimp. I like shrimp, but not so much as it's too pink, although I'm definitely more into white than any other color. I like your philosophy. Black shrimp. No, some are like shrimp. Some are like some shrimp are like shrimp. Some are like shrimp. So they're clearly not talking about fucking shrimp. Clearly they are not talking. Some are like shrimp. What do you mean? We were just talking about shrimp, right? Black shrimp. Is there such thing as black shrimp? Some shrimp are like shrimp. Okay, got it. You throw away the head and keep the body. As long as you don't have any hammerhead ones. I like white sharks. See, now we're talking. This is not a normal conversation. These are not conversations about fucking food. And this is infuriating to me that people are trying to spin it as something that it's not. As to our Russian, I might refer to them as white sharks. Oh my God, this is worse than I thought. The king of Saudi Arabia has a few white sharks at his Jeddah place. I totally prefer yours. Sure, I would enjoy the view. This is fucking sickening. On my island in the Caribbean with an aquarium full of girls. See, that's the thing. They're like halfway through. Stop committing to it. Like, thanks. Very nice of you. Where are you now? No problem. A friend that built the Beijing airport asked if I knew a bank that was interesting. I thought I'd run it by you if it were good for you. I'm not involved in any way, nor would I. This is such a fucking sporadic conversation. We go from shrimp to... I saw you sent me an email with a file attached, but the IT guys at the bank blocked it for some security reason. I have a private email that can be... Why is that redacted? Fuck this guy. Spam him with emails. Sign him up for all sorts of bad shit. Fuck you. Besides, unless this is someone who's also claiming to be a victim. So there are definitely people that are claiming victim status that maybe aren't, that maybe helped. Like, I think Ghislaine could be one of them, claiming that has she claimed victim yet? She probably will. Fuck her. Besides, Ariane is in the Bordeaux vineyards until Wednesday. It looks like she has no phone or something with her. Sorry about that. Hope you're well. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy to me that people like the gaslighting and the people aren't looking, because you have to look into it. You have to be a conspiracy theorist to get any understanding, or at the very least look into conspiracies and think like one to even understand it. And most people they just don't want to because it's been so stigmatized. Wake the fuck up. Yeah, exactly, dude. Epstein, Steve Hansen. Old saying, dog ate my homework. Well, my dog ate the beef jerky. I was looking for the beef jerky as I knew it was in my suitcase, and then thought maybe I left it at the beach only to find the small plastic bag near my dog's bed, hence no beef jerky. I'll email Francis to make us some more as I need 6 to 8 ounces to send to the lab. And I'll forward Francis the info to send to the lab directly. I'll try you later today. Who the fuck sends beef jerky to a lab? You get it at like 7-Eleven. Does not cost money. Does not cost much. But these billionaires, they need to they're having a hissy fit over losing beef jerky. Yeah, okay. Believable. Believable. They're clearly talking about beef jerky. It's not code for anything. IEU prior. My real dog got into the bag and ate the jerky. Francis, blah, blah, blah. Proud to be the first national multi-concept restaurant group to be certified green by the Green Restaurant Association. Hope you're feeling better. Did we analyze the jerky? The fuck is there to analyze about jerky? It's fucking nuts. Like, again, who talks about food this way? Another thing that mentioned, there's a lot of keywords that people need to look into. And I've seen some wild theories. Now, I don't believe anything, but I think you should listen to every theory. And if you go, that doesn't seem real, find counter evidence. Because there's shit I've seen I'm like, that's AI. That's fake. Why are we making fake? I hate when people make AI shit because it's like, dude, there's so much here. Please don't make shit up. It's actually like, and I think it's an intentional thing to distract from what's actually happening. Fuck people who spread. There's so much bad shit here. But again, all right. Why are there so many talks about the fucking dentist? There's so many talks about the fucking dentist. What's the deal with the dentist shit? Dentist. It's the dentist is a big thing. What else is another one? I'm trying to think of like some other crazy shit that I've seen in these emails. Because I don't know how you search for images on here. I'm sure there's bad shit. A lot of it's been redacted, but they've redacted some stuff. Really? So we had a girlfriend on top of Ghislaine. Yeah, I doubt that's actually. No, they used it to torture children. I'm sorry. There's no fucking way. That might have been a front. Why the fuck did she need to? No, I don't buy it. I mean, if you show evidence, it's fine, but there's no way they weren't torturing kids in those, even if they also. Who the fuck flies out to an island to go to the dentist? Why that's so inconvenient. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I'm looking into. There's a lot of other clips. And so many people just will not be in any way, shape, or form done. Let me see. Panda. Hang on. Was panda? Was that a word that was used in here? I'm just looking up all these because I think it's. I know the panda eyes is a very disturbing thing. It's like if you have asphyxiation. Yeah, the one they were torturing children. Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Panda eyes is like basically if children are abused, they have these like black circles around their eyes. That's another thing I've seen. It's just there's so much. The spirit cooking, that's real too. Like, why are we not talking about that? And then they go, it's a performance art. It's like, all right, dude. They're using fucking blood. It's not like this is not normal, man. I'm looking for. Is there anything from Epstein about spirit cooking? I'm not seeing a lot. I'm seeing a lot of things about her, about allegations. Oh, here's an email. Let's see, when is this from? 2017. Okay, so not a lot of spirit cooking stuff in these files. That's interesting. There was in the other ones, obviously, but I didn't know that. I haven't looked into that much yet. Yeah, no, people are too weak to look into it. Like, there are times I want to turn a blind eye. You can't. You have to look into the abyss and see that there's something better on the other side. But we have to, because if we don't, it's only going to get worse. This is up to us. It's up to the people. The politicians are not coming to save us, and that's one of the things we have to realize. We are always, our first instinct is to look to someone else to solve it. Well, what are we going to do? And I think it's going to get to a point. There's going to have to be some sort of, God, I don't know, rebellion. I mean, no one wants that, but we certainly don't want this, man. Look up meridian tooth chart. In traditional Chinese medicine, teeth are not isolated. They're energetic checkpoints along meridians connected to specific organs, glands, and bodily systems. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right, there's this one too. And I apologize. This is dark shit, guys. This is not normally what I do on my channel, but it's important that we talk about this. You don't know us. I'm sure you have beautiful children, bitch. Fuck your children. What? Which one should I kill? Who is this? From Mark L. Epstein to Stacy Richmond. Which one should I kill first? No one knows who we are. I want to kill them in such a way that no one can tell. Jesus Christ. This is fucking. I don't know the context behind this. So this is another thing too. I'm going to verify this on my end. But I wanted to kind of go through some of this on stream. Apparently there are hidden links in some of the images in the Epstein files. Make of that what you will.
Okay, so I'm going through the Epstein files, and I was like using my phone on my iPad before this, so sorry that I'm already at file 600. I'm not going to backtrack. But I found these invisible, like, they're literal links that like blend in with the picture. And if we go over here and we search these things, this is like fitra. It's an Islamic belief that children will like become Christian Jews or members of different.
This is weird. I'm getting a call from no caller ID. That's suspect as fuck. It's completely suspect, dude. This is fucking weird. Don't like that. Do not like that. What the fuck? Dude. What the fuck? Nope. Nope. Not a fan of that. That's actually fucking creepy, dude. I let it. What the fuck? A text, you're getting closer to the truth. Keep digging. From a number of never. This is fucking weird. Someone's fucking with me. This is fucking weird. I don't like this. I'm literally just looking at stuff that's in. I'm not frozen. This is fucking weird. I can't. How do I trace the... No, it's not. This is fucking bizarre, dude. It's from Washington, D.C. Yes. What the fuck? No caller ID. All right. Do I pick up on stream? They're watching the stream. They're calling again. This is fucking weird. This is fucking weird. Dude, fuck you. Sorry, wrong number. Bro, I'm fucking searching this number. Fuck you, dude. I know someone's fucking with me because there's no way they'd go after, like, they're like, oh, yeah, Vaughn Coleman's really going to find something that no one else found. Yeah, okay. Fuck you, dude. I'm typing this in a... This is the weirdest. All right, so when I look up this number, some Russian shit comes up. No, I know someone's fucking with me. You cocksuckers. This is fucking wild. Washington, D.C., too. You're getting close to the truth. He's like, he wants to be on the stream. No, all right? Tell you what, you sign up for a membership, I'll answer. Well, you're going to dox yourself in the process. But you sign up for a membership, I'll take the call, right? I'll tell you what.
Faith, it's a Islamic belief.
You got to give me money.
Why
You know what I
that's linked to this picture of one of Epstein's bathrooms, I couldn't tell you. This is picture 605. It's picture 614. Tiny right here, this shite. Search this. Where have they been? I don't know, talking to kids, manipulating kids, getting them to do
Dude,
like
fucking Roblox? Agreed. I do got to stream more. Yeah, I know, really scary stuff. But Roblox, dude. So do you think like they went through Roblox? I'm getting they're calling me again. All right, this is fucking annoying. Like the bit's up, dude.
suicide things, sewer slide things, you know what I'm saying? Lots of PDFs on there. Yeah, why is there well, I guess that makes sense as to why there's a link, but like, why? Huh? Why specifically, like, you know what I'm saying? Are these little like drip fed information that we're getting? Look, I found this link right here. Tiny, just in the fabric of this curtain. 14. This is them mocking.
Oh my god, this is fucking weird, dude. There's just like some Bible shit. I don't know. Did you check the children, dude? It's don't do that. Fuck you. Fuck you. This is so weird, dude. This whole thing is just bizarre from top to bottom. But where do we go? Where do we go from here, right? What's the point? All right. What's another fucking text? Another message. You need to stop. Nothing but darkness to come if you keep going. All right. Someone's just making fucking new. Dude, this is so fucking weird. Like, all right, so because I think the government is that petty? Yeah, but like, nah, come on. This is weird, dude. How do you like reverse phone numbers? Dude, this is not the government. Weird. 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 That's fucking weird. Anyway, no, I mean, the Emiru stuff I want to touch on. See, why is it easier to find the Epstein shit than this fucking Emiru clip? Like, I went through so much crazy Epstein shit, and now I can't find this fucking Emiru clip. What is going on, dude? No, not Emiru leak. Emiru MAGA. She's like not. This is another thing too. They want to like kill you if you're doing that. Trying to find it. What the fuck, dude? Twitch girls, this shit is wild. They're calling like this Emiru girl. She didn't do anything wrong, by the way, at all. Politics. I'm trying to find the fucking video that got her in trouble. He's like, she doesn't know anything about politics. She's open about it, and now they attack her. There we go. Found it. Okay.
Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to like say their opinions on like important topics. I get that, right? But it's like,
no, we kind of went through a lot of it.
If you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to like get off the internet. Like, just stop. Like hello. Like, I don't like.
She's not saying anything out of line here, right? Night, Kayla.
What? Like, how am I gonna? I don't know. Get help. Like, even like, I don't know. Like, obviously, I don't like dislike any of the political streamers except for like some of like the really bad ones. I don't really like them. But it's like, I don't understand how in the first place people care so much what they say. I guess it's because they just have a lot of reach or influence, but it's like, why are you listening to them in the first place? I don't know.
She's all right, so she doesn't say anything wrong. It's probably a topic that's uncomfortable. Is she Canadian? Is she Canadian? But anyway, so this girl was screamed at and like called racist and whatever. She's not wrong at all. Like, you don't have to talk about politics. And this poor fucking girl, she goes to this whole thing, and she does this like kind of apology where she's like, sorry if I offended anyone. She didn't even do anything wrong. And what she thinks is going to happen is, and this is one of the things, and I get it, you want to like kind of, when you're dragged by anyone, regardless of like politics, one of your main things you want to do is like, I'm sorry, maybe we can make things right. Maybe I messed up, because they'll act like you wounded them in some way when it's their self-inflicted wound. Like, no one should be offended by that, right? And your instinct is often, if you're an empathetic person, because these people hide behind empathy, but they're the least empathetic people in the world, right? They're very angry, spiteful, hateful people. And they will try and make you feel like you're evil and that you should apologize. But the thing is, you can apologize while still like not. Basically, if she doesn't denounce ICE and every single person on the right and become a communist, essentially, they're going to keep going after her. Like, what she doesn't realize is it's the same thing with Sydney Sweeney tried to do this, like, whole thing where she's like, I'm middle of the road, whatever. That's not going to work with like, if you don't do a whole apology and they want submission is what they want, right? That's what they want. And it's a weird thing because it's like we have the concept here. Exactly right. And I want to talk about this because it's like, well, here's the thing. I'm not even that political of a person, really. I'm certainly not super partisan or tribalistic, right? But the default is that level of purity testing when it comes to entertainment. It feels like it's very not even just far left. I know people that are further left, like politically, than them that are like, you're fucking nuts. You know, it's the cult. It's a cult-like mindset. And again, it's like we have this level of depraved, evil shit going on with the Epstein files, right? And this is the issue that's important, is screaming at this girl who's like, hey, maybe we don't all need to talk about politics. Don't cut yourself short, Osmond Copper. We all know what you did on October 7th. That's cryptic. October 7th. Where was I on October 7th? I'm actually, like, I know you're just saying it. Oh, I got another call. On October 7th. Where was I on October 7th? I'm actually curious. Like, I know you're just fucking with me, but now I was probably at a convention. In October, I went to like a convention every weekend. Yeah, I was at New York Comic Con. That's what I did on October 7th. No, wait, hang on. Or is that the day before? What was it? Hang on. It was October 7th. Might have been right before New York Comic Con. Anyway, yeah, that's what I did. I was either getting ready for New York Comic Con or at New York Comic Con, something like that. Oh my fucking God. They're getting desperate, dude. Hello, Mr. Coleman. You don't know me, but I found some information. All right. Normally, I don't endorse this because I know this is definitely my friends fucking with me. But hello, Mr. Coleman. Oh shit! That's fucking good. Hold on. Hello, Mr. Coleman. You don't know me, but I found some information regarding the Epstein files that is yet to be released. And then he sends me a picture of two gay black guys kissing and says, please do the right thing. Oh, that's fucking good. That's fucking great. Holy shit. Thank you. I'm sure. I've seen that on the that picture on the internet, but I didn't realize that it had originated from the Epstein files. It's crazy. That was fucking funny. Yeah, is it Bobby? Is it you? This is fucking dude. This guy's using 3 different numbers. They're on their 3rd number now. This is fucking dedication. I got like at first I was like I'm like annoyed, and I'm kind of like admiring the dedication. Honestly, I really am. Fucking hell, dude. All right. Back to business. I'm seeing everything. Like, what's with the space program shit? What's going on there? So we went through a lot. I mean, you know, I think possibly that shit was so fucking dude. I lost my shit. That was so fucking funny. Holy shit. Oh my god. Dude, the feds would not like I don't think I'm a threat to the federal government. I'm gonna say that. If I am a threat to the federal government, then there's some weak ass bitches. I'll tell you that. That was so fucking funny. Holy shit. Like normally I don't endorse that. Those like but you know, that gave me a good laugh. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Around those times, those calls started coming in. Oh, how interesting. I think it's you, Ronald. I think it's you. I'll say that. I don't know who the fuck it is, but it's one of you. It's one of you bitches. You're in the chat and you're cooking up your next one. I know it, and I'm not answering you on stream, by the way. All right. So, do you guys want to talk about the fucking Super Bowl? Because I don't. It's definitely one of my friends. Because I posted the that thing. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Emiru, that whole thing is just so ridiculous. People are so politic brained. Like, there's this whole thing, right? With like, if you look at what Elvis said when people like asked him like for commentary, he's like, I'm an entertainer, you know. And I think that's important to know. Is to kind of really hone in on that whole thing. Is the idea that not everyone needs to be forced into commenting on politics. Speaking of, you notice how like Nicki Minaj made her tweet. You all know the one. And why has no one really said anything about it? Isn't that like weird? And no one's really talked about that? By the way, I was trying to find Nicki Minaj for a while. I didn't realize it was like CK at first. But Nicki Minaj, the Chucky shit is so funny. This one right here. Is the Chucky show any good, by the way? Like the whole Nicki Minaj tweet. No backlash really at all. Yeah, it's just crazy. But the non-hyper. Oh wait, what's gay? What's gay? Hang on. What? There's a lot of things that are gay. We need to be more specific, guys, on these matters. Oh, I forgot. By the way, I'm also on Rumble. Has Rumble been saying anything? Nope. Okay, cool. I haven't been banned off YouTube, so that's something. I mean, I'm not really saying anything too controversial. I don't think. Oh, the Chucky show is gay. Okay. Well, but is it good though? You know. It's just ultimately there's like you have to. There are certain points where you have to kind of step away and go. I've seen. It's okay to take breaks. I don't think people should be forced into and kind of to pick. I think people should be talking more about the Epstein files, but I don't think we should ever like bully people into political activism or into talking about it. If someone doesn't want to, that's okay. It's okay to not. We want to make sure that we're not going down that route, but there is a point where we have to say enough is enough. And I guess it's kind of a balanced walk, right? Because you don't want to force people into activism. I certainly don't want to be an activist, but I think it is important to talk about this and to keep having the discussions and to keep pushing people who don't want to hear. Just look, because people, they don't want to challenge their worldview. And thank you, Doug. Yeah, I never really use Rumble because I can only stream 3 places at once. And I normally do YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. But yeah, I mean, it's just there's so much crazy shit in the world. What's up, Doug? And it's just it's insane to know how that things are the way they are. But yeah. Wow, that's only been like an hour and a half. That was a heavy hour and a half. I mean, to be fair, we went through some heavy topics, so. And I hate that. I mean, dude, Pizzagate, like I looked into it, dude, there was so much crazy shit. Okay, like what happened to James Olifantis? Like what happened to him? I don't know. Bro, now the fucking people texting me are beefing with each other. Like, hey, if he called you, Agent L is the other guy. It must be the other person. He's my enemy. What the fuck? There's like a whole arc going on. What happened to James Olifantis after Pizzagate? I don't see anything. Is there anything? Like, what happened to this guy? This is fucking weird. This whole back and forth. It's just that one person. I'm going to find out who it is. You're just fucking with me. I think it's Doug. Not Doug 209. Sorry, Ronald. I the only one who talked about it. He lost his company for it and is now in $2 billion of debt. Lost his company for what? Lost his company for the whole Pizzagate thing? Again, I hadn't really looked into it. And that's why they gave it a goofy name too, like Pizzagate. Like that's a stupid name. Calling stuff gate in general, I don't. It generally just gives a negative connotation or a goofy connotation. Because Watergate was the name of the place, so why is everything else gate? Like, why was it Gamer Gate? Where's the like? Why is there a gate? Because Watergate was the name of the place, right? So why is it Pizzagate? Is it just because there's a controversy? That doesn't make sense. I just don't get it. I think it's dumb. But, I guess that's what it is. Don't use shit on Heaven's Gate now. Oh, Alex Jones. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Sandy Hook families, I don't know. That seems crazy, that whole thing. Gotcha. Heaven's Gate? Yeah, I mean, Heaven's Gate, I disavow Heaven's Gate. I disavow. Not a fan of it. You know, not a fan of cults. I don't think they're good. Hot take, stunning and brave take from Von Coleman. Colts are bad. They're bad. But yeah. So, do I disavow Kool-Aid? No, well, all right. So this is, first of all, this is fucking bullshit. So it was flavoring that they use in Jonestown. And Kool-Aid has gotten all the negative press for almost 40 years. Or maybe more than that. I think it's about to be 50, isn't it? Because it was 1978. It was Flavor Aid that they used. I went down the whole Jonestown rabbit hole. That shit's crazy. It's sometimes you have to step back because it's information overload. And I think that's part of what they're doing with the files. There's so many different things to go, and so much of it is so fucking cryptic. And it requires like full-on investigations into every little fucking thing. And you know they're not going to do it. People on the internet are more concerned, it would seem, than like government officials. And that bothers the fuck out of me. I mean, is the government not for the people? Like, let's say you don't believe in it. It should still be investigated. Like, there are so many stupid things that get investigated. And this doesn't. Heaven's Gate used... yeah, hold on. Okay, Doug, you're confusing your cults, Doug. Heaven's Gate's different from Jonestown. One's the Flavor Aid, not Kool-Aid, right? But yeah. Man, that took a lot of energy out of me, this shit with the Epstein files. It was crazy, dude. It's fucking nuts. Like the level of depravity. And I guess the ultimate thing is keep talking. I guess the question is, where are things going to go, right? That's weird. All right, sorry, another text. It looks like that communication line is now over. It's just crazy, like all the shit that's been going on, and I don't know what to make of it sometimes. And we're focusing on the purity testing, like with this girl Emiru, who, by the way, much better looking than a lot of the people shitting on her. And also, I will say, Emiru, for a critique of her, she's pretty. She doesn't need to wear makeup, that much makeup. There are a lot of girls that do not need to wear that much makeup. Like, she does not need to wear that much. I've seen, like, without makeup, she's pretty. I saw a clip because people are like, they're just mad because she's prettier than them without makeup. Yeah, she doesn't need. I'd also. How old is she? She's like around my age. Asking for a friend. But no, I mean, listen, she doesn't need any more controversy. She seems, though she's not going to get. They're going to keep coming for her. They're not going to stop. She didn't say anything wrong in that clip. Like, it's actually just shows how insane these people are, and they're not going to stop. They're bullies. They're fucking bullies, dude. Let me find this. There's this one tweet. Yeah, right here. Okay. Dude, fuck you. All right, so first of all, fuck you, Susie. Right here. Emmy with no makeup, genuinely mugs fucking to these girls trying to cancel her. That's why they're so effing mad. We wanted Emery's thoughts on ICE, the evil things they're doing to these people. Well, she mugs you. Like, what? Fuck you. Who is this bitch? Fuck you. That's not even her, by the way. These people are insufferable. They want your thoughts on ice. They don't want your thoughts on ice. They want you to have their exact thoughts on ice because they're in a cult. And everyone needs to agree with them on every little fucking thing. You don't need to agree with me. Everybody knows what to make of it, but the result of taking action would be the destruction of American society as we know it. Literally, the entire system is compromised. Okay, man. I mean, here's the thing. The United States Constitution is the greatest document ever written, but it's not being upheld. It's not being upheld at all. It's the system has been taken over by clearly the blackmail stuff has been going on since at least I would say the 20s or earlier. What was it during after Prohibition, the mob would do this shit. I found this in a documentary that I was looking into, and it's like the mob, they would have these parties where they'd have underage boys and girls, and they would take pictures with them to compromise government officials so that way they could be like, all right, be easier on the mob. And then the government started going, hey, that's a good tactic. And they started using that shit. And that's been going on for a while. Epstein just scaled that up, essentially. I think he was mostly just getting information on people. Have you seen the picture of him with all the CIA shit? What's up, Bach the Rock? How you doing? It's just, yeah. It's just a lot. There's so much to unpack here. And I'm sorry if I'm just quiet for moments. I know you're not supposed to. Yeah, people need to enforce it. That's the thing. America is a people. And the people are just so buck broken. They're so incompetent. They're so the reason you're roasting Ramzi Khalid Ismail. Hold on. I could find out who that is. I could pretend I know. Guys, ready? This is a newcomer. I have to impress the newcomer with my knowledge of this guy. Ramzi. You're gonna be blown away by my knowledge of this subject. You mean Ismail? You mean Ishmael? Johnny Somali? Johnny Somali. His behavior, it resulted in arrest, detention, multiple countries. Is this who you're talking about? Johnny Somali. I don't know shit about Johnny Somali. What did he do? Bring me the. Does anyone know the lore on this? I don't know who this guy is. He's going to prison? Why didn't you just think? All right, well, why do we want... That's just a weird, random thing. This guy comes in and he's like, what are your thoughts on... All right, he got arrested in Japan. All right, I guess I could... Ready? I guess I could give you my honest thoughts based... I know... All right, again, to my point with Emiru, I don't know much about this topic. I am learning about it now on stream. This is a brand new topic. But he was arrested. Okay. I did he do like did he deserve it? What's the consensus? All right, see, other people have. This is fun. See, now what I get to do is to get to just decide how the chat feels, and I go, yeah, man. I don't know what I'm talking about. But see, the glasses make me feel smarter. By the way, do I look better with or without the glasses? Because I'm actually kind of starting to dig the glasses. I thought I'd hate it, and I don't. I don't hate the glasses look as much as I thought. That's a nice chaser, I think, after all the heavy shit we've been going through. Dude, it feels like a lot longer. There are 5-hour streams that I haven't felt this dead after. This is just it's a soul sucking discussion. You know? Fuck. I do wonder, like, countries have been overthrown for this kind of scandal. He desecrated 2 holy places, the Wailing Wall, a Jewish wall in Israel, and he desecrated a comfort woman statue in South Korea. A comfort woman? Like, wasn't that what they called, you know? Or am I thinking of something else? Yeah, I don't know, man. That doesn't sound like I disavow that behavior. Do not desecrate stuff unless it's owned by Jeffrey Epstein. Then you could desecrate everything he does. Golems. Hold on, golem. Because I know that I'm just trying to understand the context in which you're using it. Right. So they're like unmoving. They're like basically, dude, that's fucking crazy. Yeah, I believe it. They just they beat you down. They want to demoralize you because everyone goes, nothing's going to happen of it, and that's they want people to be nihilistic. If we're going to bring about the theological stuff, if we're going to talk about the theological, make people lose their faith. But if anything, this gave me faith because if these people believe so heavily in the alternative, then the good must be true. I mean, clearly, for them to like sacrifice babies and shit, that's not convenient. They have to believe they're getting something, and maybe they are getting something. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's the cannibalism shit is so like people need to look into it. Yeah, that's another thing too. Is the constantly changing your entire belief system based on whatever's politically correct is one of the other things too. Like political correctness, I'm opposed to it because what does it mean? What does it mean to be politically correct? But it got me to start reading the Bible, so that's something. Finally, and within a little short period of time, I found a passage that, like, literally 2 pages in or 3 pages in, that I'm like, that explains it. Give me a second. The scriptures say you must not test your God. Next, the devil took him to the peak of the very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. I will give it all to you, he said, if you kneel down and worship me. Right? That's what they did. They got all the powers in the world. All they had to do was worship Satan. Fucking hell. That's, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. But On the bright side, Phenomenal issue 3. That's out. Also, I was gonna, this came up on stream, but it felt ill-timed. Oh, god damn it. Hold on. God damn it. Patrick spelled my fucking name wrong on the thing. All right, well, I'm going to show this. I'm going to be at the Riot Press booth at MegaCon. I've been gearing up like crazy, trying to prioritize what to focus on. I'm going to have him fix this, but Phenomenova, right here, I'm going to be at MegaCon. So I'm going to be at Awesome Con with Bats. Then I'm going to be at a con all 4 weekends in March. Wait, right? Or am I not going to be? No. There's 1 weekend I'm going to be missing. I'm not doing anything, but yeah, at MegaCon, we'll see, because I'm going to need my phone batteries. It would be fun though. I'm going to be at MegaCon. I'm going to be at Lexington the next weekend. My goal is I'm going to load up my car with everything I have and just sell as much shit as I can. I'm going to probably take from some, because I've thought about it, and like, I'm confident that I'll be able to make the money and make the books I want, but it's like, to get return on investment faster, I think I'm going to pull some stuff from my savings so I can get because I'm getting good momentum with Phenomenova. My artist has more time to draw. And I'm like, I want to take advantage of this. And so I want to just keep fucking pumping stuff out, is my goal. And issue 5, and also part of the reason I'm excited is issue 5 is my favorite. 5 and 6 probably are 2 of my favorite issues. Although really, it's all good. And I think I've been spreading myself too thin, and I really just need to double down on Phenomenova. Although I do still want to do I Can Fix Her with Theo, and this horror book with Allie, Reapers in Pursuit. But yeah. Phenomenova is like my main thing. And it seems to me what people like. I don't know if anyone's gotten the chance to read Phenomenova 3 yet. Some people are waiting for the physical, and I get it. I write for the physical. Like, I write for the physical page turns. But however people can read it is fine. I called it, by the way. I said people would love Force when they read the book, and they seem to like Force a lot. Yeah. So that's been exciting. What else is there to talk about? Fucking hell. That is the wrong post. I write so many fucking post-its, dude. So many. I had a shit to talk about. Okay. I'm going through this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, my printer is good. It's just the prices keep going up, and I just have to. Every time I think, all right, I've spent all my money, there's always something new to. I'm like, fucking hell. So I'm trying to be smarter about how I spend my money. But I'm still gonna retweet this. Even though Patrick spelled my name wrong, I'm still gonna retweet it, Patrick. So I'm gonna be at Awesome. So here's where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be at, I think prove me wrong. Don't the Amish live in Happy Valley? I think so. Is that an Amish area? Or no? either way, I'll be at Happy Valley at the end of the month. I'll be at a one-day show in February. I've just been working myself like crazy. And that's basically what I've been doing. So it's frustrating because it's like I want to constantly be getting new product out. And so I think part of that is I think sometimes you got to spend money to make money. And the spending phase, I'm almost like, let's accelerate so we can just fucking right out the gate, you know? So I've got Awesome Con, so I've got Happy Valley. There's like a little one in New Jersey called, it's like Cabin Fever. I got to look at it. Awesome Con, or let's see, Cabin Fever, Happy Valley, Awesome Con, MegaCon, Lexington Comic Con. I think I'm either going to go to, I haven't heard back from Steel City. So if not, I'm going to go to OC Con in Ocean City. And then I'm going to go to, I'm going to be in Vegas for Level Up Expo. Like I said, that'll be fun. I'll be with Theo. So that's another thing. I'm like, I'd love to get something I can fix or even just a print, but that's money. So we'll see if I can do that. I will. A lot of busy work. And that's why I'm like, let's fucking, like at MegaCon, I'm just going to be like, just trying to sell as much shit as I can. And then my plan is to launch issue 4 in April, and they'll be pretty much done by April. Like I'm taking the temporary hit because I want to just fucking get it out there and then keep going. I am going to go to a trade at some point. I've got some really cool covers for issue 4. I'm going to have a preview book, a MegaCon preview book that's going to include some script pages side by side with the artwork. I wanted to do something different for a preview book instead of just a variant cover of an existing book. I was like, let's do like an ad. And it's also going to have something from another book. Oh, that's why I opened Instagram. All right. Well, you know what? I have more viewers than I don't have it. Obviously, I don't get a ton of views. Probably because I don't fucking stream enough. And that's probably why. You know, because people like my streams. I'm not consistent. Because I'm working myself to death with 80 different projects. I'm like, why don't I have time? Anywhere named Happy Valley is certainly an old prostitute camp next to an oil field. I'll think about a free copy. I don't know if I could do that. I have a copy of the Action Bible. Oh shit, yeah, I should be reading that. I've had the Action Bible I got it from Sergio when I first met him, and I've had it all this time. I should be reading it. I have the Action Bible. All right. Shall I make the announcement, Mr. Sauce? Do you want to do the surprise announcement? I can even send you the link if you want. Or I could do it. And then I'll make like when I have more energy, I'll make like a more fun announcement. Oh, you mean like buy it? I'm naked in bed. I didn't need to know that. I did not need to know that at all. Okay, do you want me to announce what we have cooking? It's kind of already technically announced. I'll talk about it a little bit, and then we'll kind of do a more flowery announcement, maybe even a full stream about it. I don't know if a full stream is necessary. Just give me the thumbs up. All right. If you've read Phenomenova issue 3, then when you get to the end, you'll see an ad for a new book. By the way, that may or may not be the Phenomenova issue 4 cover. It just hasn't been, the trade dressing hasn't been around yet. And if you look here, you'll see the Wraith Crown. So the Wraith Crown is a brand new story in the Phenomenova universe written by Bat Sauce, Joe Battaglia. It is actually follows. He had pitched it to me right after Heroes Con. He was at my house and he pitches this idea to me. And I was like, let me think on it. And he just kind of he goes and he sends me something and I really liked it. And It's a story set in the Phenomenova universe, like a sci-fi. No, sorry, not sci-fi. It's more of like a fantasy superhero story. So it's set in Austria after World War III and follows this son of a veteran, much kind of like Phenomenova, except the father lived through the war and has this horrible PTSD because in the Phenomenova universe, Austria was on the opposite side of the US. They were on the losing side of the war for the third World War in a row. And so the Wraith Crown follows the son of this veteran who basically has this crown that he finds. Like they find these artifacts. And when his father gets possessed by an old warlock, when they're searching through this museum, he gets possessed basically by this king, the Wraith Crown. He has to wear this cursed crown in order to defeat the warlock. And he has to learn all this history and how to control the ghosts. Kind of like, how Aragorn had like that crown in Lord of the Rings. It's kind of like that. So there's these fantasy elements that are being introduced into my universe. Some stuff I hadn't even considered. And we came up with some history of the world. And we get to kind of, Phenomenova explores this area of America. But we never really explored the European side or the older history of the world, or kind of, how do I put it? Like the European aftermath. What was it like for the countries that won, the countries that lost? And we're learning about some history that predates World War III, as well as, in Phenomenova, we have this very bright-eyed view of the war. Not necessarily like we were aware of the horrors, and through Phenomenova, without spoiling anything, you will learn some of the darker, that not everyone, had the life Mao's dad had. Obviously, his dad ended up being murdered, but like that, his dad lived this better life after the war, that not everyone got that life. And the Wraith Crown is just a really interesting meditation on kind of like the after effects of war, while also being a fantasy story. And it's got a great heart at this story. And I'm the editor of this story, so I'm making sure it's good. And I will say another fun fact. So Phenomenova, when we were going in, because there was that double page spread that everyone liked. There's 2 double page spreads early on in the book, right? One of them, God, I got to put this cover in something. I got to put this one in plastic. Better have a better first print of my main cover. I hope so. I've sold so many. So we have the Crusader Corps in issue 1, right? So Philip, at this point, I was like, all right, man, do you want to like keep design? Because I could just tell he was eager to get into starting the story after all this back and forth for months, right? And me like rewriting the script over and over and over again. And he had already drawn 2 of them. Like at Golden Gallant and Senshi, I knew he needed to design. He had already designed Miles. And he was going to have to design all, like, because every new character that shows up is, a new person. And we got, let's see, what do we got? We got these 4 characters right here, right? I was like, do you want me to get someone else to design them? He was like, okay. And it was one of the other artists I had talked to, Padrino. And he did an amazing job on these 4 characters right here. And I've wanted to work with him ever since and give him more extensive work. And then when Bats pitched this book, one of the artists I threw to him was Padrino, Juanito Carlos Sanabria. And Bats loved this stuff. And so now the artist who designed 4 of the Crusader Corps is doing more work. He's doing a full book in the Phenomenova universe. And it's just very exciting stuff. And it's being colored by the same guy who colored Zach's cover for Phenomenova issue 3. So very exciting stuff. I can't wait. Fortunately, that is not true. He would never. He's angelic. He would never disavow. Don't spread misinformation about my characters. That would never happen. It would never happen. So how can you stay up to date? Well, make sure to follow me on all socials, email list. That should be coming out this year. There's already pages are being worked on. So keep an eye out. This is going to be a big year for Rebel Oasis. Again, make sure you're signed up for Reapers in Pursuit and a lot of good stuff coming your way. So it's going to be a good year. And I'm really looking forward to doing more. And thank you guys so much for watching. And on that note, I think I'm going to head out. Peace.
We call ourselves Phenomenova. Yesterday, the Stormbearers, a deadly group of mercenaries, took control of a nuclear reactor. Before we arrived on the scene, Galvanite, a superpowered teenage boy, attempted to stop them. He failed. His story ended there that day. Ours began shortly after. Today, I sift through the memories of that day. I will put the pieces together, and we will bring those responsible to justice.